Hey cuties, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is the Days of Our Lives edition. Today is Wednesday, July the 20th, 2022. And we're just going to go ahead and get right started. You know how we do on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give this a 7. You know what? Days is always solid, so I'm going to give it a 7, 7.5. All right, so we see that Rafe is on the phone with Chad and he's telling Chad, do not come to the precinct. We're bringing somebody else in as a person of interest, a suspect, but we don't need you to come. And Chad is like, who is it? I want to know who it is. Tell me who it is. And Rafe said, listen, we do not need you messing up what we got going on over here. We are trying to get, solve Abigail's murder. And you could put that in jeopardy because you've already proven that you are not able to not fly off the handle. And he said, so what am I supposed to do, Rafe? And Rafe said, I don't know what you're gonna do, but don't come here. He says, so how I want to go there. And so at this point, Sonny comes in. So Chad just hangs up on Rafe and he starts talking to Sonny. And Sonny says, you can't go down there, Rafe. You can't go to the precinct. And he says, but Abigail's potential killer could be down there. He's like, but you don't know that. And you got to let Rafe do his job. Like, you can't go flying off the handle. Rafe has to try to find the murderer. And you are going off the handle. And he doesn't need to deal with you while he's trying to investigate and everything. And so Chad is like, what am I supposed to do? And Sonny says, I'm gonna keep you company. And so they talk and everything, and they're, just going over, just Chad being distraught. He was like, he told Sonny about EJ and how, EJ didn't know. He knew that Kate knew about Lucas kidnapping Sammy, but he actually knew too. Sonny didn't even know that part. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "Yes, I knew that. Lucas. I saw Lucas when he was planning the evidence, and I didn't say anything because EJ was trying to ice me out of the company." He was like, "And now EJ, wants revenge, and he wants to take my shares of Demera." And Sonny is like, "Are you gonna give them to him?" He's like, "I don't give a care about them shares." It was like, I ruined my relationship with my brother. And he was like, and I was no better. I was a hypocrite. And EJ said so because, I went off on him about Clyde and I sent EJ to prison. And he said, it's not the same thing. Yeah, because it's worse, Sonny. I'm sorry. At least I think so. Like, one, EJ was trying to protect the family by striking up this deal with Clyde. He never in a million years thought Clyde would hurt anyone. You saw you saw Lucas planting that evidence against EJ, and then you kept quiet while EJ went to prison. I mean, like but I'm not saying you should give up some shares, but I'm saying you should feel bad, a little bit bad. But EJ is no saint. But I digress because y'all know I love me some EJ. But anyways, Sonny and Chad just talk, and Chad says, "Do you hear that?" And he was like, "What?" He said, "I thought I heard a car in the driveway." He was like, "Sometimes I just think I hear her and everything." He says, "Man, I'm a horrible father right now. I don't want to do it." And Sonny says, "Your children need you, so you have to stay strong. And I'm here for you to lean on, and I'm not gonna hold you long on that. And let's move on." So then we see Rafe goes in with Lucas, right? Because Marlena was in there with her, and Lucas does tell Marlena, "Thank you so much for, helping me remember." And so she says, hopefully that we can find out what happened to Abigail, and you just keep getting your memory back. So Rafe comes in and he questions Lucas, and so Lucas walks him through it. He said, "I cut my hand because I was trying." Lucas was making himself a whole I said, "Baby, who breaks into somebody's house and make a whole drink? Like you got the lemon and everything." God dang. Okay. But Lucas was making himself a drink. He cut his hand, so that's how he cut his hand. Which y'all didn't nobody believe Lucas did this in the first place. He said, "That's how I cut my hand and everything." And he said, and then he said, "I heard a noise and I went to the door and I saw Sarah running down the stairs and she dropped something and then she picked it up, shoved it in her pocket." Rafe said, "What was it?" He said, "She had her back to me, so I didn't see." He said, "But she ran in a hurry or whatever." And I said, y'all know I've been saying that Sarah did this. She didn't do this because I feel like they're wrapping this up too quickly for it to have been Sarah. if it had kept going to different suspects, I would have been like, oh yeah, Sarah did it. But because she did it did this way, I don't think she did. Now I am curious to see, because y'all been telling me, y'all been like, no, Gwen got that mask or whatever. Y'all, we gonna see. I hope it wasn't my boy Leo, because y'all know I love me some Leo. As long as it wasn't him, I'm okay. But then I like Gwen. She my girl too. But Gwen, if you did this, But I don't know who did it. I am at a loss. When they first said Abigail was gonna be murdered, and they were talking about there was gonna be a long list of suspects, I was like, what long list? But now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, y'all, who did it. But anyways, whoo, I'm all off topic. Let's move back to what I was talking about, which is Lucas talking to Rafe. And he said, I don't know. He said, and then what happened was he didn't go upstairs to see Abigail. He said his hand was bleeding and he didn't want to get blood all over. So he wrapped a towel around his hand, and then he stumbled his way back to the Salem Inn. He got some more liquor and stumbled his way back to the Salem Inn. And that's what, so he was like, oh my gosh, that means I didn't do it. I didn't kill Abigail. And Rafe is relieved for Lucas, because, that's his niece. But then you could see on Rafe's face, he was like, God dang. Then they're back to square one. And plus he's like, is Sarah doing that? So then we see Kate and Allie were talking, right? And Kate was saying, because Allie was like, do you think Dad killed Abigail and not Abigail, but do you think Dad killed Abigail and he kidnapped Mom? And then Marlena comes, and it's icy between Kate and Marlena, because your son kidnapped my daughter and you knew about it. But anyways, she says, I'm going to tell you how the session went with Lucas, because he asked me to tell you. And she tells them that he saw there's another suspect that he saw that could potentially be the person or whatever. And then they talk about how Kate knew about Lucas kidnapping Sammy. And Allie said, excuse me? And Kate said, yes, but she said, I didn't, because Kate really didn't know the whole time. And she was just like, I was trying to protect Lucas. And so, long story short, Allie go off on Kate, and she says, I can't believe that. Oh, I don't, she said, does Grandpa Roman know? And she was like, yeah, he knows. She said, good. And he broke up. And Kate said he broke up with me. And Allie said, good, because he don't need to be with somebody that's a liar or whatever. I mean, she ain't say that, but that's what she said. That's what I heard. And she said he doesn't need to be with someone who's a liar and just like that's disgusting. How could you do that? My mom suffered and everything, and you set up in that wedding, and you were gonna let them get married and everything. Oh no, ma'am, Grandma. And so then Kate trying to explain. Allie said, I don't want to hear it. She says, Grandma Marlena, can you please watch Henry while I go and get some air? I can't be here right now. And Kate was like, I'll watch him. And she said, I don't want you nowhere near him. Well, sis, if you want air, if Marlena can't do it, somebody got to watch him. Kate not going to do nothing to that baby. But I don't know. But Kate not gonna do nothing to that baby girl. But Marlena said she would go ahead and do it, and Allie leaves or whatever. And she says, she told Kate, I don't want nothing to do with you or Lucas. I don't want nothing to do with either one of you. And go on about her business. So then Marlena, we see that, hold on. Marlena and Kate talk, and they just say, and she says, well, I'm glad Allie has you, since she all upset with me, I'm glad she has you, someone to lean on, people that she loves or whatever. And Marlena said she'll come around for you and Lucas. She's just upset right now. But Kate said, oh gosh, she said, I really was just trying to protect Lucas, but I can't be mad at anybody but myself, because she was the one that kept the secret. And let's move on. So, baby, then we see Johnny and Chanel, and Johnny done, he pretty much, he has told Chanel, you about to be with me, girl. I love you, and we would still be married. She said, well, Johnny, maybe. And he said, no, we would still be married if the devil hadn't got into me. So stop playing these games. I love you. You know you love me. Come on back home. And she was like, Johnny, and you told me you give me space. He said, look at what's happened with Abigail. Look at what happened with my with my mom. She's left out. I don't know what's gonna happen. Look what happened with my dad. He was like, I don't have time for this. If you love me, I love you. We're gonna be together and let's move on. And he gonna get down on one knee. And she said, Johnny, what are you doing? He proposing again to her with the ring and everything. And then Chanel, I said, Chanel, don't get caught up in this because you are confused. Really, you need to do like Wendy Lee did. Is her name Wendy Lee? Wendy Shen? Yeah, Wendy. No, is it Wendy Lee? It's Wendy Shen, I believe. You need to do like Wendy Shen when on Beyond Salem, when Trip and both Joey liked her, and she said, I'm not coming between two brothers. I'm not gonna do that. That's what you need to do, Chanel. Don't come between these two. But Chanel said, I love you too, Johnny. And Allie all devastated and stuff. So Lord, Chanel and Johnny started kissing or whatever. And here comes Allie seeing them. And I said, this is about to be a mess. All right, let's see how this play out. So then we see that Xander, Sarah are about to be married by Maggie, and Miss Jada comes through. I like that they brought Jada on. All right, I'm just gonna say I like they brought Jada on. Come on, let's go. And so she comes through and she says, I need to speak to you. And they were like, Xander, what you did? I said, Jada, clarify yourself. And she said, no, it's actually Dr. Horton I need to speak to. And they was like, what you need to speak to Sarah about? And she said, about Abigail's death. And they said, what's Sarah got to do with it? And they said, she was there. We have an eyewitness that says she was there on the night that she died. She was in the house or whatever. And they said, who is this eyewitness? And they said, Sarah was not there. She wasn't anywhere near there. She had no reason to be. And Sarah said, well, actually I did, because y'all remember Marlena had told Sarah to go and talk to Abigail because, her symptoms and everything. See, this is what concerns me, because Sarah said, I don't have any I can't recollect of what I did. Now, what concerns me is because Gwen, my girl, but Sarah went to that prison and she was rubbing all this in Gwen's face, and she let Gwen know that sometimes she sees Kristen and everything. So that's what really concerns me. Now, to me, if Sarah was the person that killed Abigail, people would be a lot more easily not blame her for that, because they know what she's been through and what Kristen did and how that warped her mind. Now, anybody else did this, you did this on purpose. But if Sarah did it, it's because of Kristen. And I was like, I can't fault her for that, because she really probably thought it was Kristen. And so Maggie and Xander are like, ma'am, Miss Jada, you gonna have to leave. We get married right now. I said, what kind of is this? You can't tell this woman in an investigation. Hold on 5 minutes, because we about to get married real quick, and then we could talk to you. And then Xander said, we'll go down and deal with that in the morning, Sarah. And Sarah, she says, Miss Horton, is that what you want to do? Excuse me. And Sarah had to say, I'm not gonna get married. This is about Abigail, and Abigail rescued me. I'm not gonna sit up here and get married not knowing if I killed this woman or not. What are y'all talking about? Not knowing if I had something to do with it or saw something. She said, I got to help Abigail or whatever. So then Xander said, can we have a few moments alone? And Maggie said, I'll walk you to the foyer. And so then we see Abigail, Lord. Then we see Kristen and Xander talking, and he's like, you don't have to do this, Sarah. I said Kristen. Then we see Sarah and Xander talking. He said, you don't have to do this, Sarah. And she said, I got to know what I did. She said, I don't remember. She said, I don't remember some of the things that happened that night. And she was like, I attacked Nicole. I pulled a knife on Chanel. I was going to attack Victor. She said, I've been blacking out and I've been attacking people. I could have done that to Abigail and don't even know it. So I have to go down and see what's going on. Girl, go down and see what's going on so we can rule you out and find out who really did this. I keep hearing this spoiler that Philip did it and he coming back. And I said, well, no, I don't know who did it, but I bet Gwen got something to do with it. And if you had something to do with it, Gwen, I'm going to be very disappointed in you, because you left going to prison talking about you was about to be a better person and everything. And I believed in you, Tyra Banks. I believed in you. So we're going to see. But anyways, guys, that was Days of Our Lives today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.